Thank everybody for coming out and getting on the call here tonight. Again, my name is Goins here, and tonight I've assembled some pretty successful people, in my opinion, in what they do. And we're going to start doing these calls every Monday, 8:30, to the success stories. Enhance your lifestyle through the lives of others that have already. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get right into one of our first callers here, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and give them what I would like for you to do is, if you want to go ahead and go first, if you can press *6, unmute your line. We just want to know your name, where you're from, and then go ahead and give your story that maybe can inspire and start enhancing the lives of other people. Who wants to go first? Just press *6 and unmute your line.
Hey Jerry, can you hear me?
Thanks. Yeah, I can hear you. Who's on the call?
This is alright, because I didn't want to butt in on anybody's turn or nothing like that. This is Chris Walton. I'm here for Jerry, and I just pretty much just want to let you guys know a little bit about my story. Right now, I'm Silver Star 2. It's my highest paid rank. First of all, before I tell my rank, my name is Chris Walton. I'm 23 years old right now. I'm from New York City. Right now, I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland, and I go to school called Morgan State University. I major in communications, audio production, and I minor in business. Now, ever since I've been in the business world, I've noticed something really, really different. I've noticed that I get a chance to actually try something different and get different results. I never had the guidance to really have somebody to be coachable, to teach me something that I really didn't know so I can fluently dish it out to somebody else. But it wasn't until when I first got into this business, I just want to, let you guys know, I don't know where you guys are at. I've been in the business for about a good 8 to going on 9 months, and I've been just trying to learn and just experience the game, guys, because I'm going to tell you like this. It gets tough, but it strengthens you. It conditions you to become a better individual, not just for the business world, but for your life. And that's what I'm noticing right now. A lot of people, they're coming into the game, they want to treat it like a get-rich-quick scheme, and then when they see it don't work, they're dead. They quit. Well, I'm here to tell you, that was me. I was that type of person who just wanted the funds. I just wanted the money, and it was for a good cause. My mom, she's sick as a dog. She has cancer, and she's dying. She's dying, but and in my mindset, I don't keep that in my mindset. I was very, very close to the dark side. It's like, you Star Wars, and you see, Anakin Skywalker, he just transition, to the dark side. And it's like, I don't want to get that far. I don't want to be swallowed in the abyss. So I thank God every day that I'm a part of Novae, because they give me the light of guidance, and not to just stress, not to be in the negativity and the negative of the energies. So when I first got into the business, I was always that person to just try to, treat it like a sign-up game and just try to focus on not trying to help that person, but just not necessarily, on purpose leave them in a structure, but just not really focus on that person because I want to get to the next person. And that was like I was rushing. And I was rushing because I wanted to get the money from my mom so she doesn't, she could be satisfied, she can know at least I made an attempt to try. Because this was better than nothing. I didn't want to work at a job. Let me tell you guys, I'm not in control. You're not in control. And here's the story. Here's the kicker. You're not in control, and the faster you realize it, the faster you figure out, wow, let's do something about it. That was the type of the point that I was at when my mom told me she had cancer. I was like, wait, Mom, what? Wait, I knew she wouldn't play around like that because she's a, RN, she's a nurse. She works in the hospital, in the OR, and the ER. So I knew she wouldn't play like that with me, and I'm the oldest son. So I have to carry out and set the bar totally, high, drastically high, totem pole high for my brothers. So now this business, I left the business, even though I fail a lot and I came into the business, wanting the money, I treat it as a learning game to endure the process. Endure the process. I don't know how many calls on this line, but I'm going to tell you like this. I don't care if it's only 2. This is better than 0. It's better than 0. I'll tell you like this. I'm still learning from experience. Treat it as a process for you to grow. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not actually trying to teach that to the next person, what good are you? What good are you on this earth? It's not what you can do, it's what you can duplicate. Rico McGann, boom. Never would have known and never would have actually been, introduced to this multi-millionaire if it wasn't for my peers, if it wasn't for the people who I circulated myself around. You hang around 9 broke people, you're bound to be the 10th broke person. It's the same thing about you being successful. You hang around with 9 successful people here. I'm glad to tell you, you're going to be the 10th successful person. That was the type of mindset I was growing into. I'm a recording artist as well. Music is my passion. I was a lab rat. I was always in the studio, but it took a long time for me to get out of my comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your coffin. Hadith Ali. He said that. And this is what I'm learning. I'm still learning in the business. I said, okay, you know what? If these guys can do it, why can't I? They bleed red just like me. Why? So I said, you know what? I don't want to be that person that's working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I don't want to be not in control. I want to be able to learn something and be able to pass it down, pass the knowledge down. Because what good are you if you're not trying to share what you know? We can't be secret agents. So that's another thing I learned. Be coachable. As I started to become gradually coachable to my teammates, I started to see my structure grow enormously. Now, I signed up over 100 plus people alone. But it's just the fact of what my team can do and what I can teach my team. Right now, I want to hit double platinum. That's my rank. That's my goal. Double platinum. Yeah, I want to set it high. When you set it high, right now I'm at Silver Star 2, guess what? Even if I don't hit double platinum, I know for a fact I'll go for either gold or silver 4, 1,000 residual a month, and I'll show somebody and show them my testimony and say, look, if I get it, why can't you? Here's the steps and procedures. I'll show you. You just got to want to have that motive and the energy to want it. And that's what I feel. The charisma, the energy, it's real. Like, guys, you hang around with positive people, it's real. Stop hanging around with the person that's doing the same thing every day of the year and still in the same position as last year. It's not going to work. I had to get myself folded to actually figure out, wow, okay, I got to put something in perspective. Something's got to work. So now I'm actually trying to, build something. As I'm building, a lot of people, they doubted me, guys. They doubted me. And I told them, I was going to do this with or without you. They saw me building, took them about a couple months. But I said, okay, you know what? No is, what I learned is, guys, they're going to tell you no, right? They're going to tell you no, but no is not forever. It's real. No, it sounds cliche. You probably heard it from the other leaders, but I'm telling you from experience. I signed up over 100 plus people alone. People wonder, how do you do it? How do you do it? I'm a lab rat. I run around and try to basically tell them what I learned. I'm so excited. I share the energy. They're like, yo, bro, your energy is euphoric. Relax, calm down. No, it's too lit. You can't really knock it down. It's too lit. So it's like, what I do is I transition my energy to that next person so they can feel it. And once they feel it, they feel electrified as I feel electrified because they're inspired. They're not motivated. They're inspired. And that's what the company really wants. One of the essentials, inspiration. Next one, what they got? Education. How are you going to inspire somebody if you don't even know anything? What's in your brain cells? What's in your brain cells? So this is what I'm learning for myself. Personal growth is very, very vital. How did you know what personal growth was 9 months ago? I'm going to keep it really 100 with you guys. Never knew it until I got with the right people. Now I'm actually on a call, and I'm actually, I'm trying to take care of my man Jerry. He actually, did a lot of good favors for me in the future, and he's a very respectable leader. I respect his hustle. This guy is a great, great leader, and all I'm doing is watching. I'm just, a night owl. I'm up watching. I'm just implementing the grind. And as you can implement the grind, you will see the results grow. And I don't want to take too much of you guys' time, but I just want to let you guys know a little bit about my story and how I'm trying to stay alive within the game. Because it's like people run around, they treat this industry like it's checkers. And it's not that easy. It may, simplicity is the key to success, yes, but you have to really be learning from the right people. It's not that you're just going to be staying in the same position you was yesterday. What are you doing new? Getting new winning habits. That's what we need to focus on. Change your focus. Where is your mindset at? What are your goals? And those are simple questions that you ask before you finish the month off strong. Because right now, we just got paid, yesterday? Posted up a picture. I'm happy. I feel so happy. I see other people getting paid. I'm like, wow. I came a long, long way. And this wasn't just from, I'm not just trying to, tell you guys, it's real like, you guys can't do it. It's going to take 1,000 months. No, it's not going to take that long, guys. Just endure the process and learn. And as you learn, you earn. And it's serious because once people see you learning and you earning, they're going to be like, yo, hold on. Wait. What's that right there? Show me right there. Like, how you do that? What's that? What's this is your income? What's your credit? What's that loan you see? Yeah. It's you to them. It's you. And as Novae, their main symbolic symbol is the Koru sign. It symbolizes fresh new beginnings. And this is what I've been learning, guys. So I'm Chris Walton, Silver Star 2. I hope you guys got a little bit, of knowledge and, what you could take home so you can just try to, implement in your craft to grow. Just endure the process, learn from the right people, and be coachable because I'm telling you like this, not what you can do. It's what you can duplicate. All right? Thank you for you guys' time. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Chris, on that one. Go ahead and give people your website or a way that they can contact you if they're listening on the call right now and want to work with you personally.
Oh, okay. If you got a pen and paper, I do have my own website. It's www.p as in Paul, A as in Apple, I as in intelligent, B, that's Page, N-I-N, your sleep. www.paidingyoursleep, S-L-E-E-P, .info. So let's say it one more time. www.paidingyoursleep.info. I just wanted, before I leave, I just wanted to give, just a solid, recap of what that really symbolizes. Paid in your sleep, it basically symbolizes you being able to understand that money is not a tool to live. It is a tool to leverage. And if you can share and teach that to the next person, you will be vital for your organization. You will be inevitably the top earner in your organization at some point because you're going to grow your team with the right people because they'll see your grind. And you are what you think, you are what you attract in your area, and that's how you become the great leader like you see Hadiq Ali, Shaquille Wiggins, Brandon Stringer, Cortez Ellis, and J.R. Polycarp. These are all my mentors and who I idolize. Like a Phil Jackson to a Michael Jordan, or, a Phil Jackson to Kobe Bryant, that's how they are to me. And all I'm trying to do is implement the grind. And I know for a fact that at some point I will be getting paid $110,000 a month. That's on my word. So you guys, I appreciate you having me on the call, man. Definitely.
Man, thank you so much for speaking to the people out there, man. Definitely want to see you at the top there. I'll be right there with you, sir. So great. Anybody else want to go ahead and hop on? All you want to do is just press *6 to unmute your line. Go ahead and give us your name and where you're from. Go ahead and give us your story, your success story, or something that you're learning with our wonderful company, Novae.
Jerry, are you on the line? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I know who this is. How you doing, Akil?
Man, I'm doing amazing, man. That was amazing just now, man. I'm glad I actually stayed in, hear that, man. Great motivation, man. And I hear a lot of stuff in there as far as, quoting some great people in this industry. That's really what it's all about, man, is being coachable. And, just being humble and being coachable, man. I've been able to really transform my life just from that principle alone. I'm not going to keep everybody long. We definitely, the night is still early. We want to definitely knock out some extra calls and get some people signed up and start changing some people's lives. So, just to give you guys a little bit of background about myself, for those who don't know me, my name is Akil Surreal Ali. And it's just an amazing opportunity to be doing things like this, man, because you're literally talking to someone who, I've been in previous, I could say companies like this, whereas I didn't make a dime. And it's so funny because I just stayed involved. I literally, the previous company, for example, the previous company that I was in prior to Novae, I just stayed involved for like 8 months, investing $100 every month, just because I knew that if these great individuals can do this somehow, some way, in the near future, it's going to happen for me. I just, no matter where I read something or no matter how many seminars I went to, the word that stuck out to me the most was just stay consistent. Just stay consistent. Don't give up on yourself. No matter who gives up on you, never give up on yourself. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. And it was like, I must stay consistent. Even down to the person that got me involved into this industry, he left. And it was like, man, you know, I was really at a point to where it was just me and him together. And then when he left, it was like I had nobody. So I was just literally hanging in from a strand. You know, I was working a dead-end job, living paycheck to paycheck, and when it got to the point, this $100 that I'm spending every month and not, you know, this investment into this business, it was actually taken away from my home. I ended up getting into a position to whereas I got 2 months behind in my rent. You know, I was looking, it got to a point to whereas I was really trying hard to do something with this prior company, but I couldn't get nothing off the ground. And I got to a point to whereas I got an eviction notice, man. And this was in November. Somehow, some way, you know, just me staying consistent, I was able to get in contact with one of the great leaders that the gentleman mentioned before, Mr. Haziq Ali. And I'm just speaking to him, and, you know, I'm letting him know my story, letting him know what I've been going through. And I guess he smelt something. I guess he felt greatness. It's just I needed somebody to push me to unlock it. So, you know, with just me talking to him, he put me in a position to challenge myself, so to speak. He put me in a position to challenge myself. As I said before, I didn't even have the money to take care of my bills, so I definitely didn't have enough money to get involved with another opportunity. And I was still skeptical at the same time. But with me actually being on the phone with this guy and actually speaking to him, I knew for a fact that if I could just literally get in his circle, I could make some money. So I just did a previous call and just to, you know, elaborate on that.
Yeah, you killed that call, by the way.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. And I found out, man, your belief level is depending on your activity level. Your belief level will only grow with your activity level. So prior to Novae, I was just in, you know, my activities were reaching for just getting into someone's circle. I didn't even know if I could make money in this industry. I didn't even believe I could make money. I just wanted to get into someone's circle. So I did whatever I had to do to make that happen. And once I made that happen and I saw it was real, once I got into one of the into Haziq Ali's circle, you know, I felt that I gained what I needed, but it wasn't over then. I needed to get some money now because I was about to lose everything. So I got into the circle. My next goal was to make me some money out of this, and I knew if I could get into a circle, that wouldn't be no problem. So I got in and I was coachable. I want you guys to understand that. That's one of the biggest things ever. You have to be coachable. You have to be willing to listen as much as you are willing. You know, you have to be willing to change just as much as you're willing to listen. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when your mentor is speaking to you, he's definitely going to give you some things. Or, let's put it like this, your mentor should be giving you some things to do that you're just not used to doing, or some things that's going to challenge what you're already doing. Because that's the point of growing. If you was already doing it, you would be where you need to be. So he gave me a challenge to whereas I didn't have the money to get started, I didn't know how I was going to get the money. And Mr. Haziq Ali told me to simply go out and borrow $10 from 20 different people. Just to raise the money up, and he told me I had less than 24 hours up if I wanted his personal mentorship. If I wanted his personal mentorship, I would have to borrow $10 from 20 people in less than 24 hours. I busted out laughing, yo. I mean, dead serious, like, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know where I'm from, man. Like, I'm originally from North Philly, and it was like, I'm the one that actually got out, you know? So it was like, it was a tough situation for me because I'm automatically jumping out the boat with excuses. And he started hitting me with, you know, you got to believe in yourself. You got to, you know, you can't forfeit before you get in the ring and things of that nature. And, you know, it's just, I mean, that all sounds good, but it still ain't convinced me to do what it is that he was actually trying to get me to do. And then he immediately brought it to my attention to the whereas if I didn't do something, me and my kids was about to be homeless. Not to mention, like, you know, a lot of you may not know this, but I am a single parent. I had just moved out here to Atlanta, no friends, no family. So if I would have lost everything, I literally would have been outside with my family and with my kids and myself. So, you know, that really hit home for me. I've been in that situation before where I've been homeless, sleeping outside. I told myself I'd never go through that again, and I definitely wasn't going to let my kids experience that. So I got off the phone with him, and I did exactly what he told me to do. I ended up calling everybody in my phone. Believe it or not, the people that I didn't even believe would give me the money was the one that actually loaned me the money. And by the time I got off of work that morning, I had raised all the money I needed all the way up to $8. Every dime I needed, I went through my phone, I got everything I needed all the way up to $8. I called Mr. Haziq Ali up and I told him, I was like, look, man, I got it. I'm excited. I'm thinking he's going to give me the $8 that I need. And he was like, yeah, as soon as you get the rest of it, call me back. I was like, what the heck? So, I get off the phone with him, man. I'm like, if I got this far, I can't let this hold me back. Because he wouldn't let me sign up for the $49 pass. If I'm going to call him my mentor, then I got to create a story. He told me he's not going to let me sign up for the $49 pack. If I want to do that, I can sign up with someone else. And I was determined, man. So I raised the money that I needed in less than 24 hours to actually get the top package. I ended up getting the $8, man, going home, searching under the bed. I was under the mattress. I even dug in my kid's piggy bank, man. I admit it. But the point is that I got all the money I needed, pennies and all, because I was determined. I was sick and tired of being in my situation. I was sick and tired of working for a guy that didn't give a, you know what I mean? But it was like I had to do something different. So I earned the money that I needed. I got involved, and he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He mentored me, and I just simply got out the way. My first week, I made over $1,100. By my second week, I had hit residual income. And as time went on, and I began to be more and more coachable. See, once I made the money, I had my belief grew even more. So it got to a point then to where as I done made this money, I know it works. My next goal is to leave this job. One day I'm going to retire. And, as I kept building my organization, and just, working with people, and I'm giving them the activities, I'm giving them the commitment that I always was yearning for when I was in the previous company and nobody gave it to me. I gave them what I didn't have. And I was all in. I gave my weekends, I gave my weekdays because I knew one day that I wasn't going to have to do it. So with that being said, is with the work that I kept putting in and how I was duplicating, because I want you guys to understand it's not what works. It's what duplicates. I got out of my own way. I stopped trying to be the best. I stopped trying to be the one that had the best closing. I just followed the system. And I was able to leave my job in 7 months. I want y'all to understand that. Yeah, man. So you're talking to a guy who literally was about to be homeless. A week away from being homeless, man, to a guy now that's 27 years old and retired. And I done helped 3 people to be exact leave their job. So I want you to understand that, like, this thing, it can happen. You just got to put in the activity to build that belief. See, a lot of us want to believe it before we see it, and it just doesn't work like that. You got to put in the actions in order to get to that place that you want to be. A lot of us want to get that, 110,000 or the 80,000 a month. But the thing is, are you being that person that will be doing that type of work? So I encourage everybody, it's all about that. It's all about that. Are you doing what it takes in order to get that number? Are you giving it your all? So, with that being said, man, I'm not going to take up any more time. I just want to get on and, my whole point of my story is to let people know, like, we started from the bottom. I ain't had no experience, didn't know what I was doing, and for me to get in and in less than 7 months have the success that I had, I'm telling you it's possible. Just follow somebody that's greater.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Do you have a website or contact information you want to give any prospects that want to, take your lead?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, I just give everybody my social media. My Facebook is Akil Surreal Ali, and that's AQEEL, no U, AQEEL. Middle name is Surreal, SURREAL, and my last name is Ali, of course, ALI. You can find me on Facebook through that, or on Instagram is I am Akil Ali. And you definitely can find me at either one of those social media sites. And let's stick together. Let's help each other out. I'm here for everyone. And it's all love. I love you guys, and I'm about to head out so I can go ahead and get some other people ranked up. Let's rock.
You got it, man. Appreciate you for hopping on the call. Okay, guys, that was his second call for tonight. He's probably spoken to almost 200 people by now just tonight, so I definitely thank him for his time. And, one thing I want y'all to think about while you're hearing these stories, go ahead and jot a few things down. If you don't have a story that's as, compelling or as, if you don't feel like it's as, great as something that you just heard, and that's got you feeling like, man, I don't want to tell my story now because this dude, he just came out the gate and just, borrow his story. Use his story. Just say, look, man, well, look, I might not have made this amount of money, but look, I know somebody firsthand. I can go out right now and call the person who made X, Y, Z, or who had this kind of success. It's possible, so that's not the thing isn't is it possible. The thing is, what do you want for your future? And are you doing the things that you need right now to get you to where your future is? And if not, then, well, look, man, check out this opportunity. We are definitely moving. We need people like you. But I like two things that both speakers have said, and that's, get out of the way. Pass it up to your upline. Let your upline tell some of their story. But let's go ahead and get, a few more people. I'll go ahead and take two more people, because, it's getting late. Like Akil said, we got to get some ranks going. So I know people have three-way calls scheduled. Does anybody else have a Novae testimonial or success story? Just want to unmute your line, *6, to start out with your name and where you're from.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. I know who this is.
Hi.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for getting on the call.
Thank you for the opportunity. Hello, everybody that's on the call. I am Alicia Friday, a.k.a. Allie. I'm actually from Lincoln, North Carolina, but I now reside in Wilmington, North Carolina. I can't say I am anymore, but I was a single mother before this opportunity, and basically, I just want to kind of tell my story. I don't know if I have any single moms on the phone or single parents on the phone, but, a lot of times people want to use legitimate excuses as to why they can't get out of their situation. So I just basically wanted to get on here and just kind of share, part of my success story and part of my testimony. But again, I'm from Lincoln, North Carolina, and before Novae, I was actually working over 40 hours a week. I was in a stressful healthcare job. I was trying to maintain college. I also had a part-time job. Really wasn't any sleep going on. I was just constantly grinding, just to make sure everything stayed afloat. The bills were paid, but I barely had free time with my children to the point where, I didn't know they're spelling words a lot of times. And I actually remember a time when I had all three of these things going on, and, my sister passed away, so, I was just like, okay, let me just kind of regroup, so I dropped out of school. I continued working both jobs, in and out of kind of an abusive relationship, that wasn't going well, so I just really wanted to take that time for myself to, just kind of focus on what I needed in life, because I wasn't happy, and I left my part-time job then, and I just focused on a 4-hour job. Things got better, I put my security in my job, and back in September of last year, I lost that job. After, working a shift with short staff, I was a lead supervisor, things just didn't work out, and I lost everything, almost lost my sanity. I lost both of my cars, my 3-bedroom house, and I just didn't know what to do. So at that point, on top of being a single mother, things were already rough. The relationships with my kids were kind of rocky because they were going through a hard time. I ended up being homeless with them, actually. I was in and out of hotels, living with some people that I really didn't know too much about, kind of harsh conditions that we were living in. Some nights I would make sure they were okay, but I was sleeping in my car just because I couldn't. I kind of felt like a failure that I had failed them. And at the same time, I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I really didn't have anybody to lean on, didn't have anybody to really help me. And, like I said, in and out of hotels and just bouncing all around the place. But I knew that wasn't the life that I wanted them to have because I always had it together. So, once that happened, my world kind of came crashing down. But actually one night, I was in a hotel room and I was like literally crying out to God. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Something's got to give. And I was in a previous company and that wasn't working. I had the passion there, but then when my life started crumbling, I just gave up on it. And I'm new at this profession, so I was just like, okay, I didn't even think twice about it, but I was just crying out to God, and I was like, what am I going to do? And I got a group chat from my mentor and, some other people from my previous company, and they were like, look, we're going to make a switch. And I was just like, this is my answer. I kind of felt that it was God pushing me out of my nest. It was my answer, and I just went ahead and I hopped on this opportunity. And I just knew this was going to be the beginning of my breakthrough. And it hasn't been easy, but I just knew that it was something I had to do. I was fighting unemployment. I was dead broke. Only money I had was what I could, put together to be in and out of hotel rooms. But as soon as my unemployment check dropped, I immediately joined this opportunity. And since joining this opportunity, I can honestly say that my life has taken a total change. I have a family now. I've gotten my passion back. I'm spending more time with my children. I'm fixing the relationship with them. I'm learning a lot of things that happened in their past that I didn't know about, and I'm able to mend and heal that. And our bond is incredible right now. I was also able, even being a first timer in this, in a matter of 2 months to actually gain a residual income in this profession. And when I say I was in and out of hotels using Wi-Fi, like grinding it out, that's what I was doing, but I was able to produce a residual income. And that was like literally during one of the hardest times of my life. So it's what I say, when it comes to people making excuses about what they can't do, it's not an excuse. Even today, my son was having surgery today, but I was like literally grinding it out, and I managed to be able to help somebody that I seen something in, that God revealed something to her, and God revealed something to me, and I was able to help her, get her thing started, so she'll be able to tell her story just like I'm telling you guys mine. So, like I said, don't use excuses. Like, excuses are just something that history is never going to forgive. Get out of your comfort zone, do what you got to do, and just think about who you love, think about your why, think about your past, just think about what you want, to do in your future, and things that are holding you, just let it go and just do it. But I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I want to take too much time because I've got to get these kids into bed, but I'm grateful because so many doors and windows have opened up. The self-development from, being in an abusive relationship, that is something that is just so hard to break through. Even in your, when you try to get in a new relationship or when you try to bond with other people, that is something that's very hard. And this Novae has actually helped me deal with a lot of those things, and it has kick-started my new career. And I'm grateful that I'm a part of so many people's lives and I'm able to touch them, and that this opportunity is also going to help me be able to be a part of their stories and hear them tell their success stories. So again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to have me on the call.
Absolutely. That's a great story. Almost got the tear over here. So that's when you know you have a phenomenal story. Again, the stories are what sell, okay? Facts is what tell people the information, but stories is really what makes people want to join what you're doing. Okay, Allie, do you have any kind of website or contact information you want to give the people listening right now that maybe want to, take your lead? Okay, I think she might have already dropped off. Let's see if we can get her back on there. But you can find her on Facebook at Allie Friday, I do believe. So, but that's great. Anybody else want to hop on the line and give? And this will be like, I'll take maybe one or two more. I already said two, so maybe this right here might be the last one. Just press *6. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Hello. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, I know who this is. I'm so excited to hear your voices and know exactly who you are. This is Dimitri?
Yes, sir. You knew it was coming.
All right, great. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, guys, but you know what? I have the most phenomenal people surrounding me right now, so I feel like I just had to speak up. Like, it's got to the point now I feel like I'm about to lose breath. You ever got to that point where you get stage fright? I went to American Idol audition one time, and I tried to sing. The first time, I couldn't get nothing out. And I was just like, that's how I feel right now. But you want to know why? Because I'm excited. Because this is something that puts you on that pedestal. Like, you guys don't, oh my gosh, you don't understand. First of all, Mr. Jerry, thank you very much. Miss Allie Friday, thank you very much. And everybody else in Novae. I specifically call you two out because you guys are the closest thing that I know from the parental of a brother and sister. You guys have definitely built me like Lego blocks. Like, it's hard to explain. It's phenomenal the way things have turned out in my life. And it all started from meeting Mr. Jerry and McDonald's. Let me tell you, it's amazing. But guys, you got to understand, what I want to speak upon is the way that you look at yourself. Personal value. The personal development is definitely a plus. You got to be able to love yourself before you can love your future. You got to be able to adjust yourself before you can adjust your future. It's one of the biggest elements in your body. It's one of the biggest elements in society. Like, you think about Dragon Ball Z. Goku could not make a spirit bomb if he had nothing but negative energy coming to that thing. So everybody would have died.
But I like that. I'm actually going to post that one. I like that. Well, not the Goku part, but, you know, loving yourself before you can love your future. I really like that. That's awesome.
Yes, yes. And I'm sorry, I totally missed the introduction, but of course, you guys know who I am. I am Dimitri Capri, you know, comedian guy, goofy, dancer. I go to college, UNCW. I am a loyal business partner in Novae. I love it to death, and it is definitely the element of my being right now, because without it, I honestly wouldn't have been able to find myself the way I found myself today. It's even crazy because today I had a very rocky day. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I had one of those days I was just like, oh man, why? But you know what? I still jumped up and smiled over everything, because it's stuff that's just, you know, you're gonna learn from it. You're going to adjust. You're gonna be able to live right. Before, I would have looked at the stuff. I would have went somewhere, started playing Babyface, and started crying, grabbed my guitar, talking about woo 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 woo, and everything. Like, it's crazy. Like, I look at life so differently now, because I realize that I am more than what I have become. And God knows I use this example all the time. Why? Because I love Lion King. I'm sorry, but I just do. That's one of the best movies ever. But Mufasa said it best. You are more than what you have become. You got to be able to find your inner being. You got to be able to adjust. You got to be able to accept it. You got to take your responsibilities. I used to think that I had no business waking up every single morning. Why is my heart still beating? Why is my lungs still moving? Why am I still here? I have no purpose. I also used to think that I was nothing but a bridge. In case you wonder what I mean by that, basically what I mean is I used to think that the only thing I was good for was having one person step over me and get to the other side. Simple. I didn't feel like I meant anything to anybody except for whatever they needed help with, but I was nothing but just an element to the factor. But you know what? It's not the case. I realize now that I have a gift with bringing happiness to people, whether it's goofing off or whether it's giving personal advice, personal development itself, or anything. I realize I'm really good at it. No, don't get it twisted, because God knows I am my worst critic. But you know what? Like I said, Novae has personal development. But guys, I'm here to tell you that you're talking about somebody who came from being a foster child to living in an orphanage to being addicted to heroin until the age of 17 to being molested by grown men, by being beaten, by actually seeing women and girls raped in city corners, and then some bigger guy when you're little telling you that this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you handle a woman. This is the stuff I used to see when I was little, and it's crazy because when I finally found my true self, and when I finally found God, like Mr. Rico Medan will tell you all the time, you got to have faith. And you know, not everybody believes in God, but you know what? I believe, and I believe that there is a higher being, or there is a higher saying, and I feel like it helped me. Like, if you ever open up the great book, look up the Psalms 143:10. Teach me to do thy will. Thou art my God, for he is good. Lead me to the land of righteousness. The King James Version. That's what it is. I will tell you right now, to me, that Bible verse to me means if you walk in the right path, you will be okay. And I feel like that's one of the biggest Bible verses that ever stuck to me because it related to me so well. I had to keep walking in the right path in order to get where I need to be. And guess what? I walked right into Novae. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Wow. I love it. And you know what? I love every single person on here. And I'll tell you now, there's nobody who's on this squad who's going to sit here and tell me that they can't do it. They can't make it. I'm down. I'm this. Okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to show you different? Would you like me to flip on a banana? Or do you need a laugh? Do you need some encouragement? Do you need a Bible? Do you need me to put some Bernie Mac on TV. Whatever it is, I'm going to help you. What you're not going to do is sit here and speed down on yourself, because I was the one person who was always looking down on myself. Never again. And I forbid anybody else to do it. Because you want to know something? I said this before. Every single person is perfect. Everybody is perfect. Now, I'm not talking about the perfect like you see on billboards, the little skinny girls that have like a gallon of makeup on it, and they found all of Victoria's Secret or Maybelline knocked on their doorstep. Now, I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is God made you perfectly the way you are. So you're perfect. Don't think because you got this flaw and that flaw that you just a big flaw. No, because you're meant for something. And I learned so much. And you know what? I'm glad that Star Wars was brought into the conversation, because I'm always calling Jerry Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I'm Luke. I am Luke, and he did the oh my gosh, I can't even speak on it. He did phenomenal, which is turned somebody who has been through so much dirt poor. And guys, you just don't know. You don't know how it feels to live in a shack when you're little. And I mean, I'm not saying not everybody got their own story. I'm not trying to clarify stories here, but I'm just saying, like, everybody has a situation. But the question about it is, what are you going to do about it? Mr. LeVar Diller told me one time, don't come to me with problems if you don't have a solution. I found my solution. Thank you, Novae.
We call that bars. 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 That was awesome, Mr. Capri. Wow, just so much, so many things that you touched on, so many things that you said that was, just, I think everybody can kind of resonate with that from, growing from the bottom, going from the bottom, no one around you, and then you find something such as Novae where, people all around you, they just want to see you succeed, and they want to, help you do that. And I also want to congratulate you again. I know this month I saw you hit the residual rank in Novae, Silver Star, so definitely congratulations on that. I know you've been working really, really hard to do that. Do you want to share one of your, one thing that you learned while building to Silver Star, one thing that somebody else that can help somebody else build to that rank?
Yes, sir, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. One thing that I learned that really stuck to me is the factor of seeing yourself collapse, but are you going to build yourself up again? Or better yet, are you going to build yourself and improve? Like, it was really funny because the other, not the month that just passed, but the month prior, I would have hit Silver Star, and it was so awkward because I was only 10 volume away from hitting that rank the prior month. Now, the last night of the month, I was over Mr. Jerry's house, and I was calling people. I was this, I was that. I had no money in my pocket, so I couldn't even buy any merchandise or nothing. And now I can think about it, it was so funny.
I totally remember that, And I had $0 as well. I just had spent all my money. We both were just sitting there like, man, I just since it was and the thing is, payday was next. It was like the very next day. So how many times do you need something, or you need some money for something? You need groceries. You need some some toilet paper, some food. No matter what it is. And Dimitri actually just needed to hit a rank, and all he needed to do was like buy a shirt or something. How often do you go where the next day you would have everything that you need, but the day before you're starving? Just because you're starving don't mean you're hungry, right? Some people out here are starving, but they ain't hungry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was definitely hungry. He was starving. He wanted it so bad, but it was like watching him go through that. It was kind of like knowing that. I read a story about a scientist who was, he studied like butterflies, and butterflies have chrysalis you know, they don't have cocoons for moths. I thought that, but I guess I learned something new every day. So you watch a butterfly, you know, escape from its chrysalis or emerge from its chrysalis, and he actually felt sorry for it because it was kind of struggling, so he kind of nudged it open a little bit to help the butterfly get out. And the butterfly ended up coming out of the chrysalis. Everything looked great until it started to try to fly. When it tried to fly, it actually, you know, just flopped everywhere, and it didn't develop the right muscles that it needed to be able to fly. So, you know, the scientists discovered something really paramount, and it's paramount to our industry as well, because, you know, we try to help the next person in so many different ways that we can, but we don't understand that by allowing them to break through their own chrysalis, to allow them to break through their own shell, to have their own breakthrough, that's where they gain the strength that they'll need to survive in this industry. And I think, you know, even if I had the opportunity to help Dimitri, it's kind of like, what do I do? Do I do it or not? You know, and it's to the point where right now he still end up hitting that rank, and it feels even better to him because he did it all 100% on his own. And I know that, you know, he's going to definitely be one of the top leaders. Dimitri, do you have any contact information you want to give to the people out there?
Yes, sir. As of right now, I am currently working on my website. It's not out yet, but you can definitely reach me at Facebook, Dimitri Capri, Twitter, Dominican D. Capri, and that's spelled away exactly how it says. Yes, I'm Dominican, don't judge me. Instagram, D. Capri, same person, same guy. And trust me, you're going to see me either dancing, goofing off, and don't get it twisted, I know how to be serious. Don't take my kindness for weakness.
Yeah, when you see Dimitri in public, you'd be like, okay, who's he guarding? who's he the bodyguard for? You know, he's definitely somebody you see in public, and he looks so serious, but then you get to know him, and he's, you know, he's just super funny and hilarious guy. Great person to have around. Thanks so much for getting on the call, sir. All right. Anybody, you know, I'm not going to beg anybody, but, you know, we'll take one last person, the very, very, very last person, so everybody can go ahead and get to dinner, get to family, get to, you know, any calls, 3-ways, follow-ups. And all you need to do is press star 6, unmute your line, and give us your name and where you're calling from. All right. Well, thanks everybody for getting on the call. We'll do this again next Monday. I want to do something like this every Monday, you know, just to help, you know, build this culture of leaders and people that are able to tell great stories, not only stories about themselves, but stories that they heard from other people. You know, again, I'll say it for the last time, facts tell, stories sell. Stories are the transference of ideas, imagination, and, you know, things that have already happened to you, and it allows other people to use their imagination to kind of put that together and kind of feel what you feel. Once they feel what you feel, now you've evoked emotion, and the sale is the transference of emotion. That's why this works. But we'll get better at telling stories, and I encourage everybody, get on the call next Monday. Tell the same story. Tell it better. You know, if you've already had it, I will not get tired of hearing your story, as long as it's, you know, going to motivate people. But other than that, thanks everybody for getting out and getting out on the call, and I hope everybody can be here, you know, next time, and have a great rest of your night. If you guys want to get in contact with me personally, just go to jerrygoins.com, JerryGoins.com, and have a great rest of your night. Peace.